Hey folks, subscribe to our channel and drop your comment below. Tell us what do you think about the Su-25T story, and let's dive into why this incredible plane never got its moment to shine. Your true matter and very comment help us make better content. The Su-25T, the story of a forgotten Soviet tank buster, a plane that could change everything. Picture plane that like a flying tank, too reliable and able to take and beat it and still come home. That's the Su-25, a Soviet tank jet nicknamed the Rook for its grit and simplicity. But today we are not just talking about the classic Su-25. This is the story of its great cousin, the Su-25T, a plane that could be a game changer in the world of close air support. It's a tale of brilliant engineer, big dreams, and a harsh reality that's grounded in masterpiece before it cold sore. So, the birth of the Rook and its next step. From Afghanistan to vision of something bigger. The Su-25 was born in the late 1970s as the Soviet answer to a need for a rugged attack jet to back up ground troops. Think of as the aviation equivalent of the trusty pickup truck, simple, tough, and ready for anything. In Afghanistan, it became a legend, shrugging off enemy fire and returned to base with a hole in the wing. Stories its durability were the stuff a pilot lure. But even heroes have flaws. The Su-25 targeting system was old school, relying on the pilot's eye to spot and hit target, especially with the precision weapons. But the 1917, when tech was leaping forward, it was clear the future belonged to jet that could hit target from far away with pinpoint accuracy. So in 1979, before the original Su-25 even finished its official test, engineers started dreaming up a souped-up version, the Su-25T. The classic Su-25 was a beast with an unguided weapon, like bombs and rockets, but it had to fly low to be accurate, putting it the crosshair of enemy anti-aircraft guns and portable missile launchers. Afghanistan showed how risky that was. Pilots were dodging fire left and right. The military needed a jet that could strike from a safe distance with a high-tech weapon while keeping that famous Rook tautness. The Su-25T was designed to be that jet. It wasn't just a tweak, it was practically a whole new plane. Packed with advanced electronics and weapons like the Vickers missile. Let's dig into how they built this beast and what made it special. Starting with the two-seater. To save time and money, the Su-25T was based on the two-seat training version of the Su-25, called the Su-25UB. They swapped out the second pilot seat for an extra fuel tank and the cutting-edge targeting system called Squall. The nose of the plane was redesigned to fit this new gear, and even the look changed. Bigger tail fin, a new wing design with electronic warfare antennas and upgraded engines. What made it cool? Squall targeting system. This was a game changer. Squall could spot and tank from 5 to 6 miles away, 3 to 4 miles at night. That means pilots could hit target without flying into the danger zone of enemy missile launches, making mission way safer. Weapon gallery. The Su-25T could carry up to 16 Vickers anti-tank missiles, which were supersonic and could punch through tank with adventure armor. It also handled missiles like the KV-29T to hitting fixed target guided bombs carrying Cap 500KR and even air-to-air missiles like the R-73 for dogfights, with a special pod called Fasmagoria and the Cold Fire KH-50HE missile to take out enemy radar defense. Smart electronics. For the first time, this attack jet got a computer to handle navigation and weapon targeting. It had an autopilot and a head-up display HUD that replaced the clunky old sign from the original Su-25. This was a huge leap forward. Better engines. The new R195 engines were a befire version of the original, with a bit more power and special noises to nonetheless to make the jet less visible to hit Simpson metal. They didn't have afterburning, didn't need them for a subsonic jet, but they could kick into an emergency mode for extra truth. Defense system. A system called Sukhogruz jammed and fired guided missile and wind-mounted pounds method with radar guided ones. This just was built to survive. The not so perfect part. It wasn't all smooth sailing. Was wanted to swap the 30mm cannon for a bigger 45mm one, but military nixed in the avoid complicating ammo supplies. They also tried a night vision system called Mercury, but it called only spot target from about 2 miles away. No good enough for combat, it's never made it the final version. Despite this hiccups, the Su-25T was a beast. It called to think the original Rook called it dream of all while keeping the bulletproof vibes, so why did it take off? Production kicked out in 1990 in a factory in Tbilisi, in what now Georgia. They built about 10 planes before everything fell apart. In 1991 the Soviet Union collapsed and Tbilisi was suddenly in a different country. Counting production there was impossible. They moved in the project Ulan-Ude in Russia, where they scrapped together for more places, called the Su-25TM or Su-39 for export. But Russia Air Force was broke, and no one abroad wanted to buy. In 1996, 6 of the Tbilisi-built planes were upgraded and sent to a testing center in Lipetsk, Russia. In 1999, they say action in the North Caucasus, hitting target with precision. The military lost their performance but grumbled about some technical glitches. Later that year, 2 planes were sold to Ethiopia, which was fighting Eritrea. Those jets, labeled Su-25TK, the K stood for commercial, were used to precision strike and even took out enemy air defenses. One survived and hit from a Theurus missile system called Quadrat, proving its toughness, but that was the last hurrah. Today you can only see the Su-25T in museums, one moment in the testing ranch in the Crimea, another in a museum in Engels, Russia, and a third in the Patriot Park near Moscow. Russia's air forces doesn't fly them anymore. Enlisted they use a great version of the original Su-25, like the Su-25SM and the SM-3, which borrowed some the T-Tech but can't match in the versatility. The Soviet collapse. To get why the Su-25T never made big, you gonna look at what was happening in the Soviet Union. When it fell apart in 1991, Russian economy tanked. According to the World Bank, Russian GDP got cut in half during the 1990s. The military budget was slashed and fancy projects like the Su-25T were left high and dry. The Tbilisi factory was cut off when Georgia went independent, and supply chains that once spanned the Soviet Union fell apart. Moving production to Ulan-Ude was a desperate move, but without cash or political will, the project was dumped. Meanwhile, in the USA, the 18 Thunderbolt II, aka the Warthog, was the Su-25 rival. In 1919, the USA poured money into upgrading the 18 with a new targeting system and precision weapon. According to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute USA military spending in 1995 was around $270 billion. They could afford to keep their Warthog cutting edge. Russia, not so much. In the Soviet Union had helps together the Su-25T, mind giving the 18 rounds for it money. But with no cash and fractured country, it never stood a change. The Su-25T wasn't just an upgrade, it was vision of what attack jets could be. And Shkval system and Vikhor missiles were ahead to their time, pointing to future where drones and precision weapons rule the battlefield. It had gone into full production and called in the backbone of Russian Air Force, taking on tank, bunkers, and even air defense with ease. Think about it, a jet that can strike from miles away, day or night, while dodging enemy fire. The kind of attached with themes and models just like the Su-34 or upgrade Ka-52 helicopters. The Su-25T could pave the way for this machine, but instead it's footnote. The Su-25T stories reminded how big idea can get crushes the bigger problems. The Soviet collapse, economic chaos, and the lack of vision killed a plan that could change the game, but I think there's still hope. Maybe one day Russia or something else will dust off the Su-25T blueprints and build a new attack jet that combines the toughness with the today touch. What do you think if the Su-25T had hit the sky the big numbers? What would have changed modern wars? Could we have taken on a teen? Drop your thoughts in the comments, let's talk about this. This is just a story in the wild world of military aviation. If you dug these deep dives, subscribe to our channel. We are always digging into forgotten project engineering and the tech that shapes war. Your likes and comments keep us going to tell us what you think about the Su-25T and what other planes you want to hear about. Let's keep the conversation flowing. Thank you so much and bye bye.